In the fall, the war was always there, but we did not go to it anymore. It was cold in the fall in Milan, and the dark came very early. Then the electric lights came on, and it was pleasant along the streets looking in the windows. There was much fun game hanging outside the shops, and the snow powdered in the fur on the foxes, and the wind blew their tails. The deer hung stiff and heavy and empty, and the small birds flew in the wind, and the wind turned their feathers. It was a cold fall, and the wind came down from the mountains. We were all at the hospital every afternoon, and there were different ways of walking across town through the dusk to the hospital. Two of the ways were alongside canals, but they were long. Always, though, you crossed a bridge across a canal to enter the hospital. There was a choice of 3 bridges. On one of them, a woman sold roasted chestnuts. It was warm, standing in front of her charcoal fire, and the chestnuts were warm after you placed them in your pocket. The hospital was very old and very beautiful, and you entered through the gate and walked across the courtyard and out the gate onto the other side. There were usually funerals starting from the courtyard.
Chestnuts for sale? Chestnuts for sale? Anybody? Chestnuts for sale?
The doctor came up to the machine where I was sitting. My leg.
So did you play any sports before the war?
Yeah, football.
Good. Because when I'm done, you'll be playing better than before.
Really?
That will all pass. You're a fortunate young man. You'll play football like a champion again.
Thank you, doctor. My knee did not bend, and the leg dropped straight from the knee to the ankle without a calf, and the machine was to bend the knee and make it move as in riding a tricycle. But it did not bend yet, and instead the machine lurched when it came to the bending part. In the next machine was a major who had a little hand like a baby's. He winked at me when the doctor examined his hand, which was between 2 leather straps that bounced up and down and flapped the stiff fingers.
And I too will play football again, Captain Doctor.
He had been a very great fencer, and before the war the greatest fencer in Italy. The doctor went to his office in the back room and brought a photograph which showed a hand that had been withered almost as small as the major's, before it had taken a machine course, and after was a little larger. The major held the photograph with his good hand and looked at it very carefully.
A wound?
The
An industrial accident. Very interesting. Very interesting. You have confidence? No.
The major came very regularly to the hospital. I do not think he ever missed a day, although I am sure he did not believe in the machines. There was a time when none of us believed in the machines, and one day the major said it was all nonsense. The machines were new then, and it was who we were to prove them. It was an idiotic idea, he said. A theory like another. I had not learned my grammar, and he said I was a stupid, impossible disgrace. And he was a fool to have bothered with me.
What will you do when the war is over, if it is over?
Speak grammatically.
I will go to the States.
Are you married?
No, but I hope to be.
Foolish. Man must never marry.
Why, Senior Major?
Don't call me Senior Major.
Well, why must a man never marry?
A man must not marry because he must never put himself in the position to lose everything.
Why must he necessarily lose everything?
Because he will.